Meet the Flamma FG200. We now live in a world where a full pedal board can be replaced with something tiny like this. Amp simulations, great sounding effects, a drum machine, and a tuner into something this small. If that wasn't enough, it runs on rechargeable batteries and connects to your phone. Stick around and I'll tell you why this little beast might just replace your entire overcomplicated setup. Flamma FG200. Stay tuned. Let's be honest, most of us guitarists are gear hoarders. And I'm going to be the first to admit it. We got commitment issues. We're always looking for the next best thing, something cooler, something that could offer just a little bit more. The Flamma FG200 steps in and says, hey, why not carry just one box that does everything? It sounds so simple when you think about it, but is it possible? Honestly, I'm not sure, but it does make a compelling case. So today we're going to take this little device and we're going to see exactly how far it can go. Can it replace your complicated pedal board? Let's find out. I'm going to walk you through some of the great sounds this unit has to offer. First, I want to talk a little bit about what you get for your money. Very little money, by the way. This unit is very affordable. So if you're frugal like me, it's going to be something you definitely want to take a look at. It's packed with 52 amp models, 16 cabinet simulations, 9 IR slots where you can load your own IRs. You can go from shimmering cleans with it to full-on sonic mayhem. And they've included a few of my favorite amp models as well, including a Fender Deluxe. Everyone needs a Deluxe. Marshall JCM 800. It's the great sounding Marshall amplifier that everybody wants. The Mesa Boogie Mark V, always something cool to have, as well as a Vox, PV5150, and of course, a Bassman. You always need a Bassman in your life, amongst many others. The list is quite vast, so you can check it out on the Flamma website. Along with that, you get over 27 effects at your disposal, 12 modulation effects, 5 delays, 5 reverb types, and 5 drive to distortion effects that you can use to pepper your tone with and just get the sounds tweaked exactly the way you want it. The effects that they've built in here are simulations of a lot of well-known effects. You have the AC booster, the RC booster. You get something that simulates a Klon Centaur. They've also thrown in a few others, as well as the Boss Metal Zone. Not one of my favorites, but it's in there in case it's one of yours. It's always nice to have a little bit of variation. So I don't think you're going to be lacking for tones or effects with this little unit. They also threw in a drum machine. Now the drum machine is pretty straightforward. It has pre-programmed sounds and patches, so you can't program your own drum grooves, but it has a really nice library of sounds. So if you don't have a drummer, or if you have a drummer that always shows up late, no problem. The drum machine in here has great timing all the time, sounds great, never sounds boring, and never sounds redundant. And it's a great tool for practicing as well. So next time your drummer shows up late at the rehearsal, he's out of there. All right, so we've got to the fun part of the video. Now I'm going to give you a couple of sound samples from the unit. Got my headphones on so I can hear what's going on while I'm recording this for you. I have the application engaged, and that's what you see on your screen right now. So when you scroll the presets here, you can see just how many presets come prepackaged with the unit. There's quite a few. I just selected the last one randomly here called Rhythm Tone. If you select the preset and you close this window, you'll jump to the actual preset that is engaged. And the interesting thing here that I want to show you is that if you turn anything on or off just by tapping it, you will see that the unit will respond by showing you the subsequent associated lights that are on the unit so that you can always see what's turned on and what is turned off. I think that's really a cool feature to have, so you're never lost or looking for, you know, where you are trying to figure out, hey, is the noise gate turned on? Is it turned off? That gives you a visual representation. So I'm just going to strum a few things here. It's a pretty, I would say, high gain sound because we have the Diz Hargan loaded up, which is basically, I think, their version of the diesel amp. So I'm gonna carefully balance this on my lap here and try and play something for you so you can hear this sound. So you can see that there's plenty of gain on tap. Really nice sound if you're playing drop D. Now, if you're not playing drop D, you also have a little toolbox here at the lower right-hand side. If you click on that, it'll bring up the drum looper, and it'll bring up a tuner. So let's tune my guitar so that it's no longer going to be in drop D. So let's tune it up. And you can usually tell how good an app is by how responsive the tuner is. And in this case, it's pretty good. I like it a lot. It works really well. Visually, you can tell exactly what's going on here. And just going to tune up my guitar here. Nobody likes a guitar that's out of tune. That pesky G string is always the culprit. Okay, so you can turn off the volume also as you're tuning. You can also change the tuning frequency if you want to have alternate tunings and that kind of thing. So it's quite flexible. You also have a drum machine. While we're in here, we might as well look at that. The drum machine allows you to tap your rhythm. So just by tapping the screen of the phone, you can select the BPMs, or you can actually just put your finger in on it and you can actually just dial in the frequency or the beats per minute that you want to be using here. I'll dial in 130, let's say, close to 130. And you can use the plus minus to fine tune that so you can get right on the money. I'll make you hear what the drums sound like. We have a pop drum loop here. I'll just show you how many drum loops there are. There's quite a few. Let's say we use pop 3 as a sample here. We can just press the play. A nice basic drum groove. Doesn't sound bad. Sounds like actual drums to me. Now if you want to switch that up, that's pretty cool too. So it's really nice to have a good selection of drum sounds to practice with. And I think this one actually has some pretty nice ones. So you can actually use that instead of a metronome, which gets boring rather quickly. So if we go back to our settings here and select something else, perhaps we can look at a clean sound here. Let's do bright clean. And that is based on a 65 Twin, Fender Twin. And there is modulation engaged, which is a phaser, a little bit of delay, a little bit of reverb. So let's listen to that and see how that sounds. You can definitely hear the phaser. A pretty nice fade out. I like it. I like the way the phaser sounds. I like the clean sound from the amp. You know, sometimes it's not always easy to get a nice clean sound. As far as the delays go and those type of effects, I'm just going to give you a little taste of that as well. We have the real echo here, but there's a couple of other ones, including digital, analog, tape, and mod. So I'm going to just select digital here. Now if we choose analog, for example, now you can hear as the repeats die out that they do get a little bit worse and worse as they go on. That's basically what an analog delay will do in the real world. Let's turn off the phaser here and let's just listen to a couple of other reverbs here because we have the hall engaged. Let's do plate just to make you hear the difference. And actually, to make you hear it even better, I'm going to turn off the delay. You'll see the light go off on the unit. And now let's hear that. Turn up the level. We can also bring up the tone. So you have some nice reverbs there to play along with. Now let's try a different sound here. Let's try Sweet Drive. This one also sounds a little bit more higher gain. Now here, in this particular sound, we're using what they call the gold boost, which is kind of like a clon. If we change that out to something else, let's try the screamer. Much less gain. And then we can do the metal zone. That's not my favorite sound out of the bunch. Let's do the smooth boost. So your mileage will vary depending on what kind of a sound you started off with. I usually like the more higher gain sounds. So let's try something else here. Let's try the JCM 900, which is a Marshall. That's more my type of sound. So I like stuff like that and I enjoy playing that all day long. So that's a really cool sound. Let's do one more because the video is getting a little bit long here. Let's try, let's see here. Let's go to the lead tone. Let's see what that one does. So as you can see and hear, the little unit does come through with some interesting sounds. Obviously, the stock sounds could be made better if you tweak them to your liking. These are factory presets, which in my opinion are always a little lacking. You can always make them just a little bit better, just with a little bit of love. But I really like the way the application works. I like the way the unit works with the application, with the lights and so on. I like the fact that you have all the indicators that you need here, including the battery level, the Bluetooth connection. You also have other things here at your disposal. For example, if I go into the little wheel at the top, we can see that the cabinet simulators are turned on. We can adjust the input gain, the OTG gain. We can turn on and turn off Bluetooth audio. We can even change the color of the lights. So there's a lot to enjoy with this little unit. And I hope this little taste of some of the sounds piqued your interest. I love shiny things, and these lights just keep me entertained for hours. Speaking of hours, this unit is rechargeable. 2.5 hours to charge the battery full, gives you 6 hours of playtime. This unit has you covered. Now, this is where things get seriously cool. You can pair this unit with the app, as I mentioned at the beginning. You can edit and organize all the custom sounds through the patches directly from your phone. You can tweak your tone on the fly without touching a single knob if you want. It's kind of lazy, but it's like brilliantly lazy, and I'm lazy, so I love it. So when you're making the changes on your phone, you see what's going on with the lights. You have a visual representation, so you're never lost or confused as to what patch you're changing or what effect you're trying to manipulate. And you can fine tune and tweak right on the knobs, and it'll affect how you're saving your patches on the phone. So it works great both ways. Very easy, and I love it. Now, the unit does also plug straight into your DAW. It's got an output in the back here, which allows for easy recording. No messy mics or spaghetti cabling when you're trying to get that sound. I mean, let's be honest, none of us really enjoy having to place mics on the cabinet and fiddle around with that. It's much simpler if we can just plug in a device like this and get a great sound right off the bat. So the Flamma 200 feels purpose-built for players who want a great tone and especially are looking for convenience. This thing works, and it just works really, really well. So my final verdict on this is that I think this is a very thoughtfully put together device, very solidly made, pro-level tone and versatility in a compact, travel-friendly format. If you don't have it already, you might want to try it out. It's the perfect companion for players who want less hassle and more playing time. So with something like this, I think your chiropractor will probably hate it because you're not going to be breaking your back. Your bank manager will probably love it because it's very inexpensive. And I think some of your bandmates might actually envy it. If you want big sound with zero back pain, the FG200 might just become your new favorite rig in a box. Where has the time gone? That's it for today's review, folks. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. You might as well go for the trifecta. You won't miss any of my upcoming gear madness. As always, keep on playing, keep on rocking, and most importantly, stay addicted to gear. Catch you on the next one.